Hello, Mary here. I want to welcome you to this short course on exploring intermittent fasting. It has been in the news lately as the latest fad in weight loss, but different forms of fasting have been around for thousands of years. In this course, you will discover the different types of intermittent fasting, why this process is beneficial and transformative, and any side effects that could be associated with this type of lifestyle. So what is intermittent fasting? It's a period of recharge and detoxification for the body. When the body is not digesting, it goes into a mode of cellular repair, typically every night when we are sleeping. Intermittent fasting prolongs the window between digestion, so you eat in a shorter amount of time. There are two popular methods of intermittent fasting, the 5-2 method and the TRF, or time-restricted feeding method. This method is what I practice personally, but let me explain both methods. In the 5-2 method, a person eats normally for 5 days out of a week and then restricts caloric intake to 500 calories or less for the other 2 days of the week. The TRF method limits the time a person eats every day, typically 6 to 8 hours versus the 12-hour eating window that most Americans follow. This gives the body a longer repair window each day. In my research, the time-restricted feeding method seems to hold the most scientific approval. A shorter feeding window daily follows our natural circadian rhythm, which is our waking and sleeping patterns that encompass our basic physiological needs. The benefits of intermittent fasting are numerous, but in order to truly see remarkable changes, you will need to consider what food choices you are making daily. What types of foods and drinks are you consuming, and how often do you eat or drink throughout the day? Check out the food log template I have provided for you to get an idea of what you are eating and how long you are in digestive mode throughout the day. Also note that it takes about 3 to 5 hours after your last meal to complete digestion. So this is important to understand how long you are in repair mode as well. Your digestion begins as soon as you have consumed 5 calories or more. Write it all down one day just to see where you are. It's important to be honest with yourself to see what changes will work for you personally. Now let's look at some of the benefits of intermittent fasting. The biggest advantages of this diet style are to the health of the heart, brain, and vascular system. Reduction in oxidative damage also seems to be one of the biggest reasons to say yes to intermittent fasting. I call it taking out the trash. HGH, or human growth hormone, is also elevated, so more fat loss and muscle gain are another great side effect to restrictive feeding. Unlike prolonged daily calorie restriction, intermittent fasting seems to have a more beneficial effect on the body. Rather than metabolic rate decline, our metabolisms seem to increase on intermittent fasting, so weight loss is more likely, and that makes us all feel better. Short-term fasting can also reduce insulin resistance. This is the root cause of prolonged high sugar levels and is what leads to type 2 diabetes. Check out the course on diabetes to learn more about insulin resistance. Intermittent fasting seems to be protective against both fasting blood sugar levels as well as lower levels after meals. Because of these factors, it guards against the development of type 2 diabetes. Oxidative damage is a big health problem in our modern world. It causes numerous problems in the body. Intermittent fasting seems to reduce damage from free radicals and oxidative damage. This type of damage causes inflammation in the body, which then leads to blood vessel damage, which can cause heart attacks and strokes. Inflammatory markers improve with intermittent fasting, so lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol, and lower triglycerides are all positive side effects. Because oxidative damage is reduced, intermittent fasting can also reduce cancer risk. Cellular damage and poor immune response are at the heart of cancer growth in the body. So reducing oxidative damage through proper nutrition and intermittent fasting can be highly beneficial. Another benefit to reducing oxidative damage? Brain health. In animal studies, intermittent fasting has caused regeneration of nerve cells and nerve function, so research is continuing to study the benefits of fasting on the brain. Short-term fasting also protects against strokes and the onset of Alzheimer's disease, so there is mounting research that fasting is indeed good for the brain. Most importantly, intermittent fasting can improve your health span. We all want to live longer, healthier lives, and this lifestyle can help you achieve a life that is healthier throughout your later years. But are there any negative side effects? As always, I recommend that you talk to your doctor before committing to any new health plan. But here's where you should proceed with caution. When you are working towards mastering your health, you need to consider what you are choosing to eat and drink every day. Sometimes we are afraid not to eat, so we overcompensate or make poor choices in anticipation of the resting window of intermittent fasting protocols. Eating a clean diet with lots of whole foods is also a critical factor to reversing disease and gaining optimal health. Another problem associated with intermittent fasting is our deeply ingrained program to eat 3 meals a day. To be successful on a fasting program, it is important to listen to your body's signals. The first few days of an intermittent fasting regimen will bring in detox signals, leaving you irritable, so your body needs time to regulate to the new schedule. The good news is that you will adjust if you can be patient and understand the processes that your body is going through. It may be challenging at first, and we are here to support you. Find the forum on intermittent fasting to connect with other members for support. Also, if you have suffered from an eating disorder, it is important to respect your personal boundaries. Sometimes the time restrictions can induce a relapse, so it is very important for you to talk to your health professional before beginning a fasting plan. Finally, if you are diabetic, there is plenty of good evidence that intermittent fasting reduces blood sugar and insulin resistance, but it is really important that you monitor your blood sugar levels and your medications under the supervision of your doctor. I live time-restricted intermittent fasting every day. It has been a part of my life for a few years now, and I love how it makes me feel. This is my personal choice. I have seen benefits for myself, my family, and my clients. So here are your action steps for this course. Number 1, I encourage you to print out the food journal log and see what and when you are eating and drinking. Evaluate your nutrition and your health status to determine whether you might want to incorporate intermittent fasting into your life. Number 2, check out the Perfect Day nutritional plan if you are ready to take on clean eating and intermittent fasting with our guidance. Number 3, listen to your heart. Do more research on intermittent fasting. Your daily choices determine your quality of life. Educate yourself about your health to see if intermittent fasting is right for you. Thank you for joining me in this short course on discovering intermittent fasting.